generations. The state that you come from, the state of mind that you come from, the people that you're gonna see after this, they're gonna be attracted to you like the bees are attracted to us. Right?
Yo, the traffic was packed to the highway. Tell them.
It's gonna be amazing. Brother Rich came up with the idea. Yes. All right, we're gonna have a great time.
What's up, babes? What's good? Welcome in. Tell a friend that we're back and we're doing it again. You're here with your girl Ash, and we are at Rising Phoenix, back at you with another video. Okay, my loves, let me tell you a thing or two. All right, this is gonna be not quite a reading, but we're gonna dig into the energy of Stone Mountain. Recently, Black Magic 363 put on a free retreat for anyone who was able to make it there. Okay, this was a hike up Stone Mountain. People were treated to a lecture from there, from a variety of different voices. All right, there were also a plethora of events to go to if you were just in the area. If you were in the area for a day or for a few days, okay, it was absolutely amazing. Let me tell you, the energy was so heightened, my love. It was like I believe a meteor hit Atlanta like the day before the event. Okay, I don't want to say never heard of before, but like it set the tone. Okay, the day of the event, American Airlines literally grounded all of their flights. Everything was delayed. They were unable to like calibrate the weight of the luggage so that the planes could take flight. Things were grounded. Atlanta itself, which was where a lot of people were flying into, it had a lightning storm. I keep hearing a lightning storm in space. Okay, so we had the meteorite, we have this lightning storm, which had Atlanta itself not accepting flights for quite a time. All right, so it was these major events that were happening, as well as all of these people growing and swelling on this mountain and showing all of this deep melanin energy. All right, your girl got caught up in the energy. I wasn't able to make it to Stone Mountain, so a bit of my journey is in here, but just spirit works in such magical ways, my love, that it's like you can't get around it. I feel like everyone was being tested left, right, and center. How much do you believe? How much can you see? Like, you know what I mean? And by that, it led their steps into what we were able to create, to generate. The people that you met, you were supposed to meet, the energy was, I just keep hearing the energy was swelling. Okay, that's exactly how I felt. There were times when I was literally exhausted. Your girl was in the airport for 24 hours. You know what I'm saying? I was in the airport for probably more than 24 hours, but amazing things happened. We'll talk about it throughout the journey. I've got clips in here from the retreat, just little tidbits, but if you just look up Stone Mountain, you're going to see everything from that Black Magic 363 event. It was absolutely amazing. Make sure that you tap in with the community that speaks to your heart, because even if you listen, I'm hearing the alchemist, okay? No matter what, we are on a journey, we are on a path, and it's up to you to just answer the calling. It might not go the way you're expecting it to go, but you're supposed to go anyways, okay? All right, let's dip into it. I love you to life. I'll hit you. I'll see you guys.
And as the Pope of Mineral Ministries, we are standing on one of the most profound minerals on this planet. This is a quartz crystal called Stone Mountain. And we're literally standing on the center point, the geodetic center point of Stone Mountain. Right here is where we tether ourselves and screw into the earth.
That's right.
Of the center. This is where the volcano goes down to. So in Bakwa, which is an internal martial arts system, and I'm standing next to who we call our brother. There's nothing that they could do to stop this. Let's continue to build. There's nowhere to go but up. It feels like they're gonna drop a ladder on us and we're gonna still climb up. Right?
Okay, so at this point, I've been in the airport for 24 hours. I've had multiple flights canceled. I've been out at a restaurant sitting chilling because they've delayed my flight. I've met other people who have let me know, oh, they've been delaying your flights? That's no, just wait to hear my story. They've been canceling my flights. You know, my flight's been totally canceled. Only to find out as we're in the midst of having dinner, sipping drinks, my flight gets canceled. And they're telling us all to go to this ticket checkout. So I finish my food, my drink, I head over to the checkout, and it's just like this whole line of people. I was supposed to arrive in Atlanta at 3:45 p.m. That would give me plenty of time to enjoy my hotel. I booked a really nice hotel because it was my first time traveling. This was my first solo trip, and I wanted to do it nicely and right, you know? I was very excited. So I wanted plenty of time to enjoy my stay, enjoy the hotel I was staying at, enjoy Atlanta. There was a few events I wanted to go to. There was like an event to a meet and greet that night I planned to go to. And then I had to be up super early for the hike. You know, the hike started at 5:44 a.m. So, you know, it was a lot of stuff that I had planned, my loves. My flight, I was stuck in Dallas, Texas for maybe 8, 9, 10 hours. Okay. Now the fun thing was I did actually get to see some family. I did squeeze that in. We had a mini reunion, and it was delightful. I was tired, exhausted. They just got off of work, but we made it work. We made it happen. Okay. So that is the part this is when I tell you, like the alchemist, you must go on your journey. You must go on your journey. I also was able to meet some amazing souls just in the airport. I heard a voice from, you know, the floor above as everyone, okay, I'm in Dallas, Texas. I hang out with my family for just a little bit. End up just barely making it to my flight. I thought I would miss my flight. I'm bawling tears because I'm like, I'm gonna miss my flight. The flight is finally taking off after 12 hours of them delaying, canceling flights. It's taking off, and when I called them, they said the only flight they'd have for me was gonna be on Monday. And baby, I wouldn't have a hotel, a car, nothing. I'd be stuck in the airport for more than a day. I would miss the trip entirely. I was so stressed. But that spirit will put you through the test to kind of really see, you know what I mean, and also to show you things. Okay, it's like we must break things down in order to rebuild them. You have to. Sometimes it's the only way that you can truly see how far you've come. The fact that you were able to withstand that storm, the fact that you were able to withstand that tower, the fact that you were able to keep going and growing. Okay, you know, it's something that you don't quite like. It's like you have to go through it to really get it, and when you go through it and you grow through it and you come out the other side, and especially when people are able to give witness, it becomes something that's so much more beautiful, you know. And that was a part of my journey, and I think a lot of people's journeys. And I met some beautiful souls. Like I was about to say, I heard a voice from above, like from upstairs, and I was like, I think I know that voice. But I was so into what I had going on. I finally get into Atlanta. My flight leaves at 12 a.m. Okay, and I ended up making it because they kept delaying things. I actually called the airlines. I was like, look, I'm trying to make it there. You know what I mean? I was gone for so long. I went to get something to eat. I left. And I'm trying to, like, by the time I got back to the airport, they had closed all the TSA baggage areas. So where I got dropped off at, which in any under regular circumstances, I would have been able to go through TSA really quickly and get to my gate. I would have been right at my gate. No, the TSA check-in, the only one that was open, and they were about to close until 4 a.m. So if I didn't make it in that time frame, I literally would not have been able to make a flight, like, at all. Like, it was just, that's why I was crying, because it was just like, Spirit, Lord, like, what is happening here? I'm really trying to figure it out. You know, I might insert an audio clip that I have. But there's certain points where I was just really asking Spirit, like, hey, what's happening here? Because I've been following the steps. I've been ordered to do these things, and now all of these other things are happening that are threatening everything. You know what I mean? I can feel myself getting more exhausted, more spiritually tired. I know that I'm fighting in the astral realms, fighting hard as hell, okay, you know, to get to where I'm supposed to get to meet the souls I'm supposed to meet, to get to this energy. And I'm just like, what's happening, you know? but I'm still moving forward because there's nothing else to do. We can't go backwards, right? Refuse. So, with that energy in mind, I'm pushing forward. I make it onto my flight. Like I told you, I definitely called them people and let them know. I don't know if they waited to have the flight halt or whatever the case, but I made it onto my flight. I made it from, my gate was at A. So I get dropped off at A, and then only to find out the only TSA check-in is in D, and that's a 20-minute like bus ride. Like you have to get on the bus. It's 20 minutes because they're going through all these other spots. And matter of fact, I was about to cry because the bus I needed wasn't coming. It wasn't going to come until after my flight left. And I went up to one of the bus drivers and I was like in tears. And you know, he was like, he just barely even listened to me. And I was just like, I just need to get to this terminal. And I was on American Airlines and I'm going to miss everything. And he was like, I will take you to where you need to go. And I was just like, okay. And so I get onto the bus and I'm just thinking, he doesn't even know where I need to go. You know, he doesn't even know. And I'm like sitting there and, you know, I'm meeting people, but I'm in tears. So I'm not trying to meet nobody. I'm like, oh my God, like what is whole time my angels are right there on either side of me, reminding me like, hey, you're gonna be okay. There was a nice young gentleman who sat there and kind of talked to me for a second, but I could tell he was like a little uncomfortable, but he still was just like, are you okay? You're gonna be okay. You know, we end up making it to CSA. We get to CSA. There is a young man that he's like, I don't know if he's gonna break or what the heck, but he ends up like talking to me and this other guy who was like kind of like checking on me a little bit, like, you know, but giving me my space, very respectful. And so like the guy, he ends up talking to him, and I'm like, you know, I'm listening. Yeah, what you got to say? You know, where are we supposed to go? Because the thing we went to was closed. TSA was closed. And then the guy was telling us, oh no, they closed. TSA is closed. They don't open until 4:30 a.m. And we're both like, ain't no way. This guy's flight was already boarding. Like they were already about to leave. Mine, I still had a little bit of time, but I felt like I was gonna miss it because I was so far from my actual gate. Okay, so we get through TSA. The guy ends up taking us upstairs. TSA is still open. I'm guessing they're open for the people that needed to get on their flights. So we get to TSA. We go through it. We part ways. I get to my gate. Luckily, the flight was supposed to have taken off, but they're still there. So I end up getting to the gate and getting there. I get to Atlanta. It was like an hour trip. That was what made me so like, are you serious? I was like an hour away for like 8 hours. Like what? You know what I'm saying? So that was, I never even thought to drive because I just, you know, it was my first solo trip and I wasn't, you know what I mean? I was like not trying to get lost or anything like that. Like I'm not trying to do all of that. Like let me just take my little flight. You know what I mean? So, you know, she was a fairy. But no, I was just trying to get on my flight, you know, like so. But when I got to Atlanta, because of everything, all of the rental cars were gone. Anyone who had made a rental, who had tried to get a rental that same day, that even though the company said that they may have had a rental for them, they didn't have anything for them at all. Okay, they only had 1 or 2 people working at the time. Like even the workers were like, this is bullshit. Like they wasn't really trying to do nothing too much. The few people who were trying to do their job, they were just getting shit handed to them because people were pissed off. They were upset. You know what I mean? It was all messed up. Luckily for me, I booked my rental car a few days before. Now, I booked my trip a month in advance. I've been knowing I was going to this retreat. I knew I was going to go to the mountaintop, baby, you understand? Like, I've been knew I was going to go to this community thing. Like, I knew what I wanted. So, I already had this set up. And I had done a reading that was like, hey, Mercury retrograde energy is afoot. So, check for stuff. So I go back, I check my itinerary. I say I never booked my car. So about 3 to 4 days prior, I booked my car. So, and you know, it's just a booking. Like you're not, you know, you're just booking your shit. So I booked my car, and luckily I was part of the people that had a vehicle. So like I said before, I had heard a voice from upstairs. I'm not on Instagram like that, or even TikTok like that. I'm here with y'all kicking it on YouTube or whatever. So I heard this voice that sounded familiar, but I didn't put 2 and 2 together because I went through so much. My phone died, they were trying to get my reservations, but they couldn't get my reservations because they needed my flight number or my flight confirmation. But my phone died, and I left my charger in Dallas. Like, I was going through everything. So then the guy was trying to tell me that, and he was the only person working. He was trying to tell me that I had to go all the way back to the airport, which was 20 minutes from where I was at. On the trolley, you know what I'm saying? It was like a trolley ride, so it was another 20 minutes to go back to the airport so that I could buy a charger, but the chances were that there wasn't, or that I could find somewhere to charge or whatever. I go looking around where I was at. There was nowhere to buy nothing because nothing was open. It was like 5 a.m. It was before, it was, you know, and I'm already stressed out because I'm like, oh my gosh, the event is right now, and I know I'm super exhausted, and I've been crying, okay, and I already have these, like, you know, these deer eyes, and it's just like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I was just, I'm not gonna lie, Spirit was testing the kid, okay, but I ended up meeting other people that went through other things. I met this group that came from Puerto Rico. Okay, they were traveling ministers, and you know, they had teens with them and stuff like that. This group, there's some women that were taking these teenagers to go to Puerto Rico to minister, and they had been traveling for days, and you know, they were flying into some state, but then they left their car in New Orleans, and they had to figure out how to get their cars and all this kind of stuff. They let me use their charger to charge my cell phone, and it was right around the corner from where I needed to be, so I didn't even have to leave. But I was able to kind of just talk with them and commune with them and kind of hear different stories. We know we exchange stories and stuff like that, and just to hear that other people were also going through the same things, but some people had better situations, other people had worse situations, and just the fact that we were all able to come together and still give each other support made me feel a bit stronger. And again, they gave me the charge I needed just in my phone to get my information, so I'm able to make it back. You know, I get enough charge on my phone so I can get the information I need to get my car. I make it back over to the counter, and you know, when the person comes back, because they only have 1 or 2 people working just to help with all this stuff, and let me tell you, the lines were out the wazoo. The lines were crazy. I didn't record how I usually record, which is really interesting. I did more journaling than anything during that first half of the trip, so I don't have lots of footage to show everything usually, and I'm usually like the reporter. I'm usually recording everything, but this time I didn't. I wanted to really immerse myself in the experience, and let me tell you, I got quite the experience. I didn't know this would turn into something that I really wanted to share with you guys, but you know, the art of the oral storytelling comes into play here. So when I get there, I'm waiting, and then one of the guys who was helping people, he walks up with extra people, and I'm like, damn, I've been waiting in line, but I guess they were waiting somewhere else. And there I made it. I have ran into this hilarious, tell them your name.
Hilarious Melanin B.
Period. We done ran into black guys with that clean ass sweatshirt on. I need one.
Melanin.
Okay.
Representing.
Hold on. Melanin.
Melanin. Hey, listen. When the link up starts to link up, you can't stop it, okay?
And you gotta understand, this was all random.
Yeah, it truly was. It really was.
We didn't know we were going to be on the same flight. Our flight got diverted to Nashville.
This went from everyone's flights getting delayed, averted. We're all here for Stone Mountain. She's doing a show.
Rich and told me that I would speak to nations and kingdoms, to overthrow, to pull down. So y'all wonder where this fieriness comes from. How many of you all know that sometimes before you build, yes? You gotta rip it down.
That's right.
And then rebuild again.
We missed Stone Mountain, but like you said,
I'm about to catch an Uber.
This is early in the morning. Y'all should have seen it, y'all. I'm telling y'all, at 5 in the morning.
On the count of 3, we're gonna say Atlanta is Atlantis 7 times. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. We just waiting on. Look at this, y'all. Look at this, y'all. This is wow. This is incredible. Yeah, Tone. Yeah.
Okay, so while my collective family was hiking up the mountain, your girl was trying to make it to my destination. I got my people where they need to be. I've linked up with my new crew. We created our own Trine, which created our own mountaintop, right? When 3 or more gather in my name, you understand the rest. So spirit was always present within us. The fact that I met Melanin B, Black Ice, okay, Melanin B was actually the headliner for the comedy show that evening. So it was just all in divine timing. Your girl was divinely exhausted, but spirit does that to me. I know when spirit's working in my life, I've talked about this before, spirit will come through and really put it on me and this energy where all I can do is lay down, rest, and give my energy, and whoever's around has to also encompass that, feel it, see how it tests. Listen, you've heard the word walking karma. A lot of us are that for ourselves and for other people, and that's how spirit was working through me and through my tribe all throughout that weekend. I truly believe. Again, I met Black Ice down at the counter where I was getting my car. Okay, there were no more cars available. He was trying to get a car. He couldn't get a car. He had met Melanin B, the hilarious healer, on their flight. Their flights had got averted, so they met each other, linked up, started talking, chatting, having fun. Okay, and then he came downstairs to talk to me. He had on the rings. I had been working with copper, so I had like a copper thing on my hand that I had been working with energetically all day. I saw he had copper stuff on. I had just been in the energy already of talking and communing with people. That's just how I do generally, but I was already in that energy. I had just come from meeting with the people from Puerto Rico, and then these people came up. He was one of the people that came in the line, and I was like, I've been here. You know what I mean? And he was there, but he had melanin on his shirt. He had the rings on, and I was saying something, and he was like, oh, I'm supposed to be going to this retreat. And I said, the Black Magic retreat? He was like, the Stone Mountain retreat? And he said, yeah, the Stone Mountain retreat. So that's how we started conversing. Melanin B was still upstairs, and I'm telling you, I had heard her voice, even though like I don't, you know, I recognized her voice. I haven't heard it in a long time, but I recognized it, and I was just like, I didn't know, like I didn't have a face to the name. But when he was like, yeah, my friend, she's doing the comedy show, she's upstairs. You know, I was like, oh yeah, I have a car, I'm just waiting to get it. He put 2 and 2 together, linked me and Mel together. We ended up all carpooling because we realized we were all in the same area. Mel got booked, her split, she was staying maybe 5 minutes from me. He was trying to get his way to the event because he was just here for the quick day, for a quick hike, just to commune with the people. And then he was supposed to be out of there by midday, you know what I mean? So everyone was trying to fit ourselves into these circumstances, and spirit was morphing situations for our highest good, not for the framework that we saw in our minds or how we imagined it to be. And even still, this could be something that took some time for us to see clearly what it was, because even when the energy linked up, it was this force of all of us coming together and understanding how we were supposed to actually form, or how this energy was meant to meld. All right, Black Ice made his way. I believe we found Mel B's spot. I let them out. I was maybe saying 10 minutes from Mel, so I went to go and find my space. I'm not sure if Black Ice ever found his way to that mountaintop. I'm praying that he did. Peace to my brother, because he made the connection for me and Mel. We ended up hanging out all weekend. It was beautiful to get to know someone, especially on this trip where I was going completely solo. Like, that made it super fun, super exciting for me personally. So yeah, that was a bit of the trip. That was how we connected. That is how spirit works, okay? That is how spirit works. You just gotta be open. You just gotta be open.
This place is so nice. So pretty.
After everyone got to where they needed to be, I made my way to my hotel, which I was excited to be at. I was supposed to be there for 2 days, 1 day to play, another paid day to stay. And when I got there and I kind of explained what had been going on, what I had been experiencing, they upgraded my room. Listen, baby, it was already a nice place, but they upgraded your girl's room. Let me show you a little bit of what we got into, okay? It was immediately I got into the bath. Listen, 24 hours of travel. you know what I mean? There was events to go to that night and the next day. I wanted to go out to play. There was a brunch to go to. There were other things, but I just knew that I would be good to no one if I didn't first take care of myself and my vessel. And I think that was part of what Spirit was wanting me to learn too. You can't give up so much of yourself that when you show up depleted, right? You have to give back to yourself and let the chips fall where they may. Let the energy settle where it is. You're not here just to prove yourself. You are here to learn something. You are here to grow. And in that energy, by being authentic to yourself, then you show others the way. And that is our journey that's the journey for all of us. When we show up authentically in our energy, and when we honor ourselves, we show other people how to embrace that same energy. Traveling. Look at this. Oh my gosh, more than 24 hours. Met a lot of interesting people. Met some people from the retreat. We actually right. So, I don't know if I'm tired or not. Gorgeous. You already know. Let's welcome the one and only Melanie B in the building. Okay, it's Sunday. I'm here with Mel. What's your name, baby? Melanin B. Melanin B. I'm trying to call you Mel Hilarious. Mel is hilarious. Hilarious Melanin B. That's what she is. Period. We're at Tassili's. We showed up to Tassili's. Okay, look at this rat. This is, I don't know if I get in there. Gorgeous. Look at this yard. The views. There's some amazing juices over here. Tundas. Make sure you go to Tundas. The juices are amazing. The vibes are amazing. This is beautiful. Can you imagine? Like, this is amazing. Everything fresh is growing. We got, oh man, onions. These are green onions right here. There's like strawberries over there. I think there's some like type of spicy mint or something all around. It's beautiful. And then there's like vendors. Atlanta, I'm coming back because the vibes are amazing. Truly, truly. I made it to Spicy. Okay, it's really nice. There's a big old rat. Massive. I'm so, I don't know if I'm tired or not. Gorgeous. You already know. Check this out. Big ass window.